Hello YouTube viewers, this is Brent, and you're looking at a nice big chunk of smoky quartz. This was actually a much larger piece, and I've cut off a couple pieces off of it. But I'm pretty sure this is inclusion free, but I'm going to put the cinnamon oil on it again and look at it. But I'm going to cut a big square stone. And it's a design I've cut before called the squilliant. And I'll show you the diagram in just a moment. But I would say this is a 120 carat stone in the rough. Okay, I'll put the cinnamon oil on and we'll look at it. Okay, I don't see any inclusions at all. But that's what I've said before. Looks like a pretty good piece overall. Alright, I'll get this oil off of it, and I'm going to dop it with wax. And I've had a viewer ask to demonstrate how I dop with wax, so I'll try to show the whole entire dopping procedure. Here is the diagram by Voltolini. I'm taking alcohol, I'm cleaning the surface really well, and use this large flat dop. That'll be dop number 1, dop number 2, put our flat dop in place. We're going to put the target dop with the silicone putty on this side. Get it centered as close as possible just by eyeing it. That looks pretty much centered. Just doing it by eye. I'm not going to measure or worry about anything like that. So now I'm ready to heat up the wax. And first I'm going to put some wax on the dop stick. I'm going to heat the dop. Heat the wax. You want to put some heat onto your stone, warm it up. Quartz is not heat sensitive at all, so I could really get it hot if I wanted. Heat the stone, heat the wax. Heat the dop stick and its wax. Going to reheat. You want the wax to really flow. Here it hasn't flowed as much as I'd like it to. Okay, our wax has flowed the way I want it to. And now I got a few seconds to do some final adjusting if I have to. I think we're done here. Alright, I'm setting up the facet. I'm going to put my O-ring on, the dop stick. This keeps water from going down inside the quill. Anyway, I hope it does. Okay, we got that done. The first step on the diagram is to cut to a center point. So I'm going to set protractor at 42.9. Okay, I'm setting my protractor at 42.9. Okay, I have my extra splash guard in place. Index at 96. 42.9. Even though it says 43.9, it's 42 because it's actually 42.9 and it's coming up on 43. So the 3 digit starts to move into place. But it's 42.9. There's our first set of facets to cut. And we'll get started. I'm using a 180 grit disc on this. I've cut all the facets with the 180 grit lap here. Okay, I've gotten the girdle roughed in. I'm using a resin bonded 600 grit lap. Okay, that's how we're looking at one pass with the 600 lap. I'm going to go over all these again because I'm not really happy with the finish right now. So I'll go around again with the 600 and then look it over real good and decide whether I'm going to go on to the 1200 or skip to the 3000 grit. Here we have all the facets cut, and I've used the 600 resin bonded lap. And for the next step, it looks like I'm going to go straight to the 3000 pre-polish lap. Okay, I've done all the pre-polishing. I use 3000 grit and 8000 grit for pre-polishing. So next I will use cerium oxide and do the final polishing. I finished all the polishing. So next I'll transfer the stone. And I do have one inclusion showing up right here. I don't know if that'll cut out or not, but hopefully that'll cut out when I cut the crown. Alright, the dopping is finished, the dop transfer is done. Of course I used 5-minute epoxy glue, but I wait 24 hours before I start to cut the crown. Okay, we're going to take our smoky quartz gem and we're going to remove this dop, dop number 1. That's the flat dop we started with. So I'm going to heat the dop and release it. And there we go. The stone didn't get warm at all. Okay, I've cleaned the wax off pretty well. I'm ready to start faceting the crown of the squilliant. Actually, I'll put the O-ring on. Go. Alright, I'm cutting the crown and I'm using a 180 grit lap. And this is how we look so far. Okay, cutting with the 180 grit lap, I've worked the 4 facets all the way down very close to the girdle. I've still got a thicker girdle than I would like, so but I'm going to end here with the 180. I'm going to switch to a 260 grit lap, and I'm going to continue working the girdle, these facets down until the girdle is a little bit smaller than this. Here I've cut the corner facets, and I'm working with a 260 grit lap right now. Alright, I'm using a 360 channel lap right now. And I've cut some more facets. I'm cutting these at 15 degrees. Okay, I've cut these corner facets again. So next we'll be cutting the table. When I cut the table, it's going to come down in this area, so we'll have our two long facets and then the table facet. Okay, all facets are cut, including the table. So now I've got to start polishing. These have all been pre-polished up to 8,000 grit. Here I've finished polishing everything but the table. Now final polishing the table, the last step in cutting this gemstone. Using cerium oxide to polish. I finished polishing the stone and it's ready to be removed from the dop stick. Okay, I'll heat it evenly. I'm heating right at the edge of the epoxy and also on the dop stick. When I see the epoxy turn from clear to a yellow or amber color, I know I'm pretty much got it ready to release. It's still pretty hot, so I'm not going to touch it for a few seconds. You see, most of the, even the epoxy's hot. Most of the epoxy comes off in one piece or a couple of pieces. Okay, here we have the squilliant. Let's weigh it. See what it weighs. "36 carats. Stone measures 21 millimeters in diameter.